Greetings, traveler.
Hey guys, today we're going to have a look at one of Jeef's games. Jeef is one of the best players to have ever played the game, more often rank 1 than not. This is going to be a really well navigated game that turns into an outrageous high roll where even Jeef probably couldn't have imagined how this game would turn out. Enjoy. You thought this was a high roll? Oh my god, we have a treat in store for you. This is a game that Jeef played probably last week by now. This one was just too good not to. Sometimes I come across a game and it's just amazing. So we got a Dragon, Ellie, Murloc, Pirate, Undead lobby. Elemental Pirate generally opens up a lot of economy stuff. And then we have the Sire being snapped here. I sort of auto-pick Sire myself because it's a lot of fun, but I don't think he's great on average. The meta promotes leveling to 4 a bit faster, and Sire has to spend money on questing. He gets 4 Dragon Undead for Divine Armor or 4 Battle Cries for Open Audition for Buddies. Buddies is definitely way more fun. He does have 2 Undead in the shop. Sorry, he has 2 Murlocs, but 1 Undead. I think you still, yeah. I mean, obviously, I've already seen the game, but I will, I'll still comment on all the decisions. The Buddies just open up so many crazy things. For those of you who did not play Buddy meta, there's a lot of utility with Bran, because a lot of the Battle Cry buddies, they're playable or they're even good on their own. So, oh, this is a fantastic shot, by the way. So you can imagine with Bran, something that is already pretty good on its own, now you double its value. It's great. It's fantastic. So he rolls the apple, which is a little bit awkward normally because next turn he wouldn't be able to level and buy a unit. But in combination with the apple, he also rolls 2 Battle Cries. But one of those Battle Cries is also Swabby, so now he gets to buy and level, which is just, yeah, so unbelievably good. Yeah, 4 Battle Cries for buddies is probably way too cheap. You can get that online before the quest turn, right? Quests are normally online on turn 4. Turn 4, you get it offered. So completing it, like this is possible to complete next turn. Alright, the opponent goes 3 on 3, so we don't take damage. And then now he's just, really his only objective is to get 2 Battle Cries. The quest is play, so Scout makes a lot of sense because it gives him a chance to discover the Swabby here. Or the Anomaly, he gets the Swabby. And then does he go for Apple in the Battle Cry, or does he roll? I guess he goes for Apple, right? Because it wouldn't really make sense to roll one here. But he's going to hold the apple? No, he's going to play it. Yeah, I think either works. He's getting +1/+2. It's like whatever. But it's probably better than rolling right now. So then next turn, he's going to start generating buddies, which is always a phenomenal thing when you're just getting value. Because at the very, very, very least, he's getting a thing that he can sell for a gold later. Now, most of the time, that thing is also going to be either good at winning fights or it's going to be generating even more money. Alright. This is usually, I would say, Reno, because it has a lot of upside later, but I didn't watch every single pick of every single turn, right? So I'm still in there with you guys. But the reason why Reno is interesting is that you get to double the base stats of something. So, for instance, the Swamp Striker, if you play the Reno Buddy, it gets 10 health, and that alone is already fine in the early game. And then later on, the Tomb Diver can be used to make a golden Titus. It can also make a golden egg that you can get from the buddies. There's Avenge buddies that are pretty good to make golden. The Drekthar and the Vandar buddy, they're both very good if you make them golden early. So now he's probably just going to want to power level to 5 because that's where Bran is. I'm assuming that this is either the Henchman or the Epic Egg because he wants to get more gold. And then what does he do here? Is he just going to Chef? I guess Scout makes more sense because he has the Swabby pair, yeah. Alright, this is whatever. So this is just level play to buddy, hold the Murloc for money. So he's on curve, which is always very good for Sire. He's tier 4 on 8 gold. He's not ahead of the curve, where a lot of people tend to level to tier 4 on 7 gold, but there's nothing wrong with being tier 4 on 8 gold. And usually when Sire... Oh, right, Golden Henchman steals 2, so it's a lot easier to make triples. That's true. See, that's already a great payoff right? So it's so good to just pick the Reno buddy and then say, let's just see if we hit something that is suddenly very good if I make it golden. And he already hit in the next one. I'm guessing it's just another henchman because then he triples. Because he will make a golden henchman and then steal 2 copies plus the base copy that he's stealing from the other henchman. That is only if the Reno buddy doesn't... Well... Okay, he's seeing something here. Oh, he gets a triple on the skull this way, right? That makes sense. So he gets a 6-drop now. Murlocs are in for Murkai. So there's Nalas. I guess it's just the undead, right? Because he has skull. And that way it's a little bit of tempo. And he also gets some... I guess it's just that it's tempo. He doesn't really get value from the summoner. But he gets to keep 35 HP if he wins fights, which is great. So he keeps the Swabby for 1 more roll. I think he wants to play both of these cards, right? So maybe he just sells out of the 4-3. Because I think he's strong enough to keep his pair. I don't think you sell out of the Golden Skull. Yeah, I can see the problem with selling the taunts. That means your henchman might get sniped, and that's really bad. So I agree with this. After seeing the double henchman in the backline, you really don't want to have that get sniped, because that means you're not getting a triple. Unfortunately, there's no way we'll steal 3 brands here. Right? No. But he gets... He gets 3 of those, sure. It's a triple every time, you know. But that would be so insane if somehow he could just steal the brand and then he gets a golden brand from 1 combat. Could you imagine? Like for some reason the guy is using the brand to bump and you're just like, ah. But the brand would have to be the second one dying. I'm guessing the money, right? Yep. So, yeah, really would like a brand at this stage. Kel'Thuzad, he has the summoner. So I'm guessing we're just going to go to 6 with all this cash, right? Yep. 7 gold here. Oh, he's got Moros. Yeah, that's probably an easier target to Kel'Thuzad. Because if you want to copy the knight or the summoner, you need a lot of empty board spaces. Skipping the Moros? It's interesting. It's very strong, but okay, he doesn't want it. Oh, well. The game is like, are you sure you don't want the Moros? So it looks like he's leaning towards copying the summoner after all. You know, if you can find Bran, you suddenly make all those battle cries buddies so much better. Okay, you can really tell what he's trying to do, right? This is such a high level play where it doesn't make sense if you see it at other MMRs. He's keeping his gold generation in the back that also makes triples, but then he buys a Wraith here from this, you know, seemingly quite undead board. The vast majority of players would say, let's just go undead here because I have Kel'Thuzad, Moros in the shop. Myself included, right, would have probably picked up the Moros just because I felt like, I'm just going to lose so much health if I don't have a board quickly. But Jeef is like, no. Undead are trash. Let me just buy a Wraith so that I can roll for free later on. That is a great card to make golden, so. All right. Also, it's a dragon lobby, so there is some advantage to having some of these extra knight tokens. But that's cool to see. So yeah, we will be taking a loss here, but he's got another 6-drop, so he's got the Wraith. Could maybe try to triple into a Rock now with this dragon. Could also just commit a little bit more. Does this matter? Extra end of turn, maybe? Yeah, because he has the KT. And Murkai is in the game, right? Okay, so he's trying to figure out, okay, do I sell my pair now? Yep, time to go. 2020 most likely. He can even throw that on the dragon or the summoner. I guess the summoner to give it extra health. There's a rock. Alright, so time to get out of this stuff. He's got the Grave Robber to make a golden summoner here. He's going to start with that. He could get another rock now. And then suddenly he's just not really going to care too much. Yep, there we go. I don't think you ever really take the KT just because he has the Wraith already. But I want to be surprised. It's not an easy decision for him. That's cool. Okay. Oh, wants the KT. Okay, so... Oh, he found Bran, which is nice. He still wants that. So the KT is to make an additional golden summoner and to also give his board extra damage from killing the dragon, I'm guessing. So he's actually not going to... Oh, because he has the extra end of turn. Yeah, the extra end of turn. Well, he can play that though, right? I guess he could sell the 10-6. Yeah, end of turn, buddy. Sell the 10-6. That could work, right? But you can see here why he wants the extra KT. Oh, but if he goes for double end of turn, he will actually eat this thing again and get a knight instead of a golden summoner, so he can't play it. Man, these are all some tricky things to calculate so quickly. I might have just kicked my own knight there by going double end of turn, just because I see the Nightbane value getting copied again. So while Rock does add a lot of damage to your board, turns out eating a golden Nightbane is quicker to add a lot of damage to your board. So he's using that right now. But where do you go from here? That's the question. And this is why it's always so fun to watch someone who's as good at the game as Jeef is. Because even though I play the game a lot and generally I can hold my own, I would be looking at this and say, man, I have this Wraith, Rock, and Bran in my hand. But my board is just so straightforward into undead. So what am I doing? Because he can give a lot of damage to his board with that Nightbane. I'm guessing he would like some health now, so maybe Amoros just to eat it and get a bit of perma health. Maybe the spell that gives 4 HP. That one might be too expensive. I don't think he buys and holds another Rock, right? Because that seems like... Oh, never mind. That's why I don't like to 100% study every turn of the game. This is fun for me to still get a price like that. So I thought he was going to take the extra Rock earlier and just play Wraith with Rock because that's what I know. So for me it would be a bit easier to go into that. And now I thought that it's so difficult to make the pivot because he has, because he's playing this Nightbane buffing thing. So he's going to create these minions that have these huge attack numbers. So in order for him to then pivot, he needs to sell those huge minions to play small Rocks, right? So that to me is super interesting to see. What is the trigger? What is the thing that makes Jeef say, oh, hey, now it's good to do it? Wait, what did he copy here? Oh, so he did not want to make another Golden Knight here. Sorry, he did not want to make another Golden Summoner. This to me is very interesting because I would imagine you would make another Golden Summoner. Jeef right now has 6 units on the board. It looks like it's 5, but that's because the Nightbane is being eaten. So in order to make another Golden Summoner, Jeef would need 2 empty board spaces. You can achieve that by selling the Golden Knight. So to me, it's interesting that he values keeping the Knight and then eating the Summoner instead, to just make a Knight instead of making an extra Summoner by eating the Reborn. I'll probably just look at it. I don't have the immediate answer as to why that's better. I guess he's not trying to go into Summoner, but still, wouldn't you rather have an extra Summoner? Maybe he just doesn't care about it and he wants the gold? Because now he didn't know. No, you have about as much gold, right? Yeah. Okay, well, I don't think it's that important, but it's interesting to see. It looks like a mistake. Yeah, but I'm super careful when looking at a Jeef video. Because one time he skipped his hero power, and it actually made sense. It looked like he just kind of forgot, but it was actually correct to skip the hero power. Oh, is this the pivot point? Because he has Bran in hand, and then he finds the Death Scale and the Panda. Or is he just going to keep holding? He wants both the Bran, I'm guessing, right? He can sell a Knight or a KT, sure. His board is a bit too full for 2 KTs, I guess. Alright. Saloon, I guess? No, he's just going to bank armor. I don't know. Butchering, because nothing makes sense. Oh, Greymane as well. Okay. Are we fully pivoting this round or not? Oh, he's got 30 seconds. There's no way we do like full pivot, right? He wants the Wraith and he wants the Bran. So he's just calculating his gold, I'm guessing. Nope. He's just gonna roll. That's weird to me that he sells to roll there. Man, I'm so sad that he doesn't just buy the extra Bran. It's probably incorrect on average, but I don't really care about what's correct on average. Alright, he kills off another Summoner to get the 6 additional attack on his board. I don't know. At this point, it's kind of whatever. He's got so much damage. And it does seem like he's really, really ready to switch into Rock here. Alright, and he's got enough to not take damage, so that's all that matters, really. So I would imagine that next turn we are going to see these Rocks and the Greymane come down. And he'll probably just keep the Nightbane because that's a good buff target. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, play the Greymane first. Oh, he got the buddy that gives him 6 drops. Man, yeah, he could have triggered that. He could have grabbed Murkai, but this is where I would just kill myself by being too greedy. And he's just like, let me just discover. Because if he had triggered the buddy, then he would get 2 6 drops, but now he gets to choose one, which I guess he values more. Either way, he just has to go fast. He finds a Wraith as well. My god. He's got 20 gold. This is where I just... Oh, let me just rewind this. This is where if I was suddenly so focused in my game and I would look up to the timer of my gold, I'm getting nervous. So he does this, right? So he's like, okay. He rolls the Wraith here. So this is where I look down. I've got 20 gold. I look at the timer. I have a minute left. I'm not gonna do this. This is where I'll do my very best, but man, being able to finish these turns is hard, dude. Like 20 gold, golden Wraith. But you can see, right? You can see that he's actually going to get value from holding those transition cards the whole time. Because he's going to build a board now that's quite a bit more powerful than what the Undead comp could ever achieve. Just because he was just going to use Nightbane and get very high attack. But he wasn't really going to get a ton of health on his stuff. Alright, he's not buying the extra Rock because he doesn't have the board space for it. That's understandable. He doesn't have a Kel'Thuzad in his hand anymore to end on, so I'm guessing he's just going to end on a Knight. Yeah. I keep saying Knight, Summoner. Sorry. It makes a Knight, so in my head it's a Knight. But yeah, the Nightbane is an excellent unit to keep and scale, because it'll just randomly make something poisonous. But this is why just committing to full undead probably wouldn't have really been that good. One cleave would have dealt so much damage to the board. Whereas now he actually had a bunch of health on his units as well due to the Greymane and the Rock. I guess here it's Greymane mainly because Rock was adding damage. Zephrys, Clockwork, Zephrys. Okay. So with Zephrys, he... Oh, this is the part that I really, really want to focus on. So let me see... because there is a combo that suddenly becomes available here. And you'll see Jeef... See, this is the moment, I think, where he's going to do the math. Because he's playing abnormally slow for Jeef, right? This is like my pace all of a sudden. You can see him slow down here. He's just like... The moment that he pulled the Death Scale and the Zephrys, you can see him think. He's just like, wait, what? I can... What? Because let me explain what's about to unfold. Or let me just, like, in real time show it. When you have... And we've seen this in the past with Disco Shuffler. Because it can trigger one of your battle cries, it can target the Zephrys buddy. Is the stream lagging? No, this is me. I'm pausing. I have the power. The trigger battle cry on the Zephrys buddy means that he's going to get 2 cards that he only has 1 copy of. He can get an additional Zephrys buddy and an additional Draconic in his hand every time he plays trigger battle cry on the Zephrys buddy. So that's essentially what you're going to see. Well, he's not going to get the Zephrys buddy, sorry, because it doesn't target itself. But that means that all he needs is a value card and a Draconic. So as long as he only has 1 Draconic, he'll get a Draconic from triggering the Zephrys buddy. So that's what's happening right now. He also made a random second Golden Greymane. Is he just going to play that? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So now pretty much all he needs to do is keep a Tavern Tempest and a Draconic in his hand, and he is going to make a free Tavern Tempest every time. Now, unfortunately, this is so incredibly difficult to execute that even Jeef is not able to manage the madness here straight away, and unfortunately sells out of his Murozond first and then sells out of his Tavern Tempest, which is sort of the reason he's doing this Draconic APM, because you might say, well, he's just doing some useless stuff. Oh, now he gets Golden Zephyr's Buddy with a shield on it. Oh my god, dude, this is actually insane. But Jeef has the presence of mind, at least, to continue playing elementals, and he has the Golden Rock, he has the 2 Golden Greymanes, so as long as he keeps playing some even cards, as long as he keeps playing some elementals, he's still getting a good amount of tempo. So all he needs to do right now is to give himself a little bit of time so that he doesn't just take 15 into 15 and die. He needs to have a moment of, okay, what the hell is going on right here, and how do I take advantage of it? Because this is quite literally infinite, right? Jeef right now has infinite resources. There's many forms of being infinite, and a lot of them aren't necessarily guaranteed, but this is guaranteed. Like, he will always have infinite resources at his disposal as long as he has a Draconic in his hand, and then any card. Really, he would like a value card like Tavern Tempest, but any card will just give him money, because those Draconics in the card, they're being generated for free. He's not paying for those. Those are just popping into his hand every time he throws the spell on the Zephyr's Buddy. As you can see here, he just keeps that Draconic in the far left. And by keeping that Draconic in the far left, he'll always just have it, and it will get generated by the Zephyr's Buddy. But this is so incredibly difficult to manage, right? I cannot stress how difficult it is to manage this madness. So now he's just like thinking of, oh, I have 2 base skills. Do I just make golden base skill? What am I, like, my brain is just overcooked trying to do this. Now he's not even triggering something else. That's more money. Oh god. He gets golden base skill. He gets the discover spells. It's so hard. He does not want to golden that, because then he cannot discover it anymore. I guess we're just ending on a Leroy. If he goldens the death scale, he would have to roll for another death scale. Right? And he rightfully just sells out of the Bran off the board, because he can always get Bran back by playing the Bran and then use the death scale. He'll just discover another Bran at a death scale. So this is, yeah, this is quite silly. So this is the difference, right, between Jeef doing this and your average player. Your average player is now dead because they couldn't figure out what the hell to do. But Jeef being able to sell the Bran off the board actually manages to kill just enough of the enemy board to stay alive by adding that extra Leroy. And this is where the fun really begins, because now that he pulls the Ticketus Buddy, the game suddenly becomes a lot more straightforward. Now all Jeef needs to do, and it's still very difficult, but he needs to keep 1 Ticketus Buddy online at all times, and he needs to keep 1 death scale at all times. And now he gets Golden Bran, because these prizes are insane, right? With these prizes, he gets tier 4 prizes, and these are extremely powerful cards. For those of you who have never seen this before, Ticketus prizes for turn 16 are obscenely powerful, and because it says, the buddy says discover from the next tier, even though we're not on turn 16 yet, he's already pulling from turn 16 prizes. So the card that Jeef is looking for right now is Agent Braggart, because Agent Braggart will copy the stats. Oh, he missed it. Okay. Agent Braggart will copy the stats and then triple it when it becomes golden. So you'll just see, basically, once he starts playing Braggarts and making them golden. This is why he's also grabbing Raise the Stakes. Raise the Stakes on an Agent Braggart is very, very strong. So play the braggart, gold on the braggart, and just see how big it gets now. And honestly, he even has trigger battle cries on the braggart if it comes down to it. But yeah, you just watch the numbers. This is the first braggart. 2004 health for the first braggart. So now what happens is the next braggart he plays is also going to have 2000 health. And then he is going to make it golden, pull it back to the hand, and it is going to triple that. So now I believe it's just going to be a 6000, right? Or no, is it even more? Because there's golden brand, and I think it does benefit from that. All right, anyways, or maybe it doubles and then triples that. Yeah, it's more than 6000. It goes very quickly. Let's just see how big it is. I can't be arsed to do the math. So let's just find the next braggart. So he plays that, he goldens it, right? And then he plays it. Yeah, it's way more. When your minions are hard to read, that's where you know you're doing a good job, right? How much is this? 16,000? Or is it just such high damage? No, no, no. The damage is just very high. The damage is 8. Wait. Whatever. Anyways. It's huge. It's 18. Okay. 18. No, is it 18? He's also got damage though, right? Anyways, whatever. It's big. So now he's just gonna make a golden ticket his buddy because he's got too many. All right, here we go. Play that braggart, make it golden. So this is exponential. This is why when you get online with this, stats are suddenly not an option for the opponent. And there were whole metas where this was as silly as this seems, by the way, as unbelievably high roll crazy bonkers. There were actually metas where you would do this multiple times per day. It's so crazy, but that was actually a thing. You would legitimately do this multiple times per day. So he doesn't want to triple the braggart because he wants to raise the stakes from the ticket his buddy. And because he gets raised the stakes, he actually has more goldens. There we go. I don't know if it was right, where maybe he could have just tripled it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, so he couldn't pick it back up again, but it doesn't matter, right? He's already in the range where numbers are no longer things. So he ends the turn with 37 gold, by the way. But you can just see how numbers are completely irrelevant here. Numbers are just so irrelevant. It doesn't matter what kind of numbers the opponent has on the other side. But this is where the summoner was really good. Just really allowing him to play around scam. Because if you just have a board of full big braggarts, you can get scammed. If your opponent has a good base skill, Belcher setup, Golden Bramble Witch, it could happen that you lose. But that one summoner just increases his odds by winning so much. And he was going to play the golden one, but it just popped back into his hand because he had so much stuff to do. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and let us know. Who would you like me to review next?